if you were to give someone who's currently planning their wedding advice, what would it be?
Well, my friend gave me a really good piece of advice before I got married, because she didn't even remember her ceremony because she was like so out of it. Like you've planned for so long, and then it's one day or like maybe even less, right? Like
Yeah.
half a day. Um, so she said like remember to like pay attention in those like really important moments and like be present because like it's gonna go really fast. And the other piece of advice was like make sure you see each other in during the reception because you're right, you're like dividing and conquering to see everybody and talk to everybody and thank everybody for coming, that you actually don't end up spending very much time together. So those were like the two pieces of advice that I took with me and were helpful. The night before, remember I was still like checking emails and stuff, and I got probably the worst sleep of my life because I was like really nervous and like making sure that I had gotten everything together. So maybe one thing would be just to try and just say what's done is done now and it's going to be fine, and now I just need to go to sleep.
So when I first delivered your wedding photos, when you first got them and looked through them for the first time, what did they mean to you? What was that moment like?
Uh-huh. Um, well, it was exciting to see it from like a different perspective
Yeah.
because, um, yeah, especially when you're like so go, go, go the whole day, trying to be present. But, sometimes, well, I guess the other thing is like you don't get to see everything on your wedding day. So it's kind of fun to see things like the guests having fun and just like
Yeah.
different perspectives.
Yeah, for sure. And then what do they mean to you now? How has that changed over 3 years?
Well, I like having them printed. I think like, I mean, after we got married, we went on our trip, so I didn't do anything with them for quite a while. So they sort of sat on my computer for like a year. And then I was like, this is not good. I don't want them to just be here. So yeah, I like having them printed because then you can actually like flip through them. And then then I could also share them with my parents and Sam's parents, and I think it was nice. Yeah, I think it's nice to have them printed, or at
Yeah.
least some of them printed, because otherwise, yeah, they do just sort of sit there.
Do you have your favorite wedding photo on that album?
But these ones are cool to me because my sisters and I do like a sister photo every year, so it's cool that one because we printed an extra one of that and put it into our little sister album. So that's kind of a fun one because usually we're just wearing normal clothes, and that one's kind of exciting. And then all of the ones like when we're just standing with our officiant, like that one.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Yeah.
those ones because like I know what was going on in those moments, and like we were sharing our vows and putting rings on it. I love looking at like people's faces behind us. I just saw what the guys were doing, and even then I wasn't really paying attention to what they were doing. So it's kind of funny to look at some of those, like if they're laughing or cry laughing. that one that one has my grandma in it, and she passed away last year, so I think
Yeah.
it's special to have those ones because yeah, it's like a special moment that you got to share.
Did anything surprise you?
Well, every time I see all the speech pictures, I always like get teary because in some of them, like in this one, like my mom and dad are both basically crying, like which doesn't happen very often, really. They're like
Yeah.
when you see people's emotions in the photos, then you'd like take, or I take those off.